This Hangout on air is now live. Welcome, everybody. This is Matt Monarch coming at you straight from Vilcabamba, Ecuador, rocking the Hangout. You're not going to believe what just happened to me. Absolutely ridiculously crazy what just happened to me. Firstly, before I tell you what happened to me, we are only doing 1 hour tonight for the Hangout because we're at the Raw Food World Retreat, day number 2, night number 2. Actually, we'll just call it night number 2. And so we've got to take a break, go back to the people. Only going to do 1 hour tonight. It's nonstop here. Anyways, so here I was. If anybody's keeping up to date with our Raw Food Retreat videos, you met Angela Dragoy, who has been in the video. She's absolutely funny. And you saw her, she eats the most and she's the skinniest out of everybody. She's just funny. Regardless, she is a massage therapist. Excuse me, I just drank all this coconut water. And so someone hurt their back. It was Marley, Antonia's wife, and she was doing some CrossFit exercise with her, but she had to take the day off. So Angela goes up to Marley and says, "Hey, let me try to work on you for a little bit and see if I can help your back." So what happened was she worked on her back, and then she was completely healed. Now, keep in mind, Angela does 8 hours of massage every single day and is taking a break. And I'm like, you can't do massages. And then I'm hearing all these people who have injuries or whatever, and she's like, help healing everybody. Just like 2 people or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I want a massage. Even if it's just for a second. Regardless. So what happened was she came up to me, said, hey, you want me to give you a massage? She like read my mind or something. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So we get to the massage room. I'm sitting there, and she's like, do you like it soft, deep with no pain? And you know me, I'm the extremist guy, and I'm like, deep with pain. And then there I was for 1 to 2 hours of just crazy, that's why I can't even see straight right now, massage every last body part, going like here's my arm right here. You could see your finger poking out the other end right here. I mean, that's not really true, but that's what it felt like. Anyways, I feel like a new man here. Oh, this is crazy. Anyways, we're rocking it here at the Raw Food World Retreat. Second day, amazing people. There are people who have healed from all sorts of degenerative diseases. There are 3 people at this retreat who have healed from cancer. 1 was colon cancer, 1 was breast cancer. What was the other one? Well, there's another one. Oh, yeah. I forgot what hers was. 3 people. 1 person lost 100 pounds, another person lost 50 pounds, not during this retreat, but in this raw food lifestyle. It works. So does that massage, let me tell you. I think she's doing spiritual stuff she doesn't even realize, just like ripping stuff out like it's going out of business here. Okay, so here we are, Raw Food Retreat. Rocking the house, and we got lots of questions here. I was late sending my newsletter out, so I don't know how quickly anyone's going to get it or not. But here we go. Christopher Morales writes, 3 days ago. Hey, Matt, so my diet usually consists of having a green juice and 1 type of fruit for breakfast. Lunch is a mono meal, you spelled it wrong, of fruit as well. Finally, at dinner, I have a huge salad, around 2 pounds of greens, with raw veggies and some fruit. I've been noticing though that the salads are making me feel a bit sluggish and wanted to know, would it be better if I juice my greens instead, because I feel the fiber is being a bit of an enemy right now. So basically, would it be better to juice all of my greens and chew them up? Thanks for the hangout. There's always much appreciated. Okay, Christopher. Okay, so what happens is when you start getting to this realm, the body tries to amp it up. Because, okay, when you improve your diet in any way, even if you're on a 100% raw food diet and you eliminate cashews out of nowhere, or you just start eating less. So what happens is you go through a withdrawal process. But when you're in the raw food realm, it happens quicker to where you change on a chemical level to where you adapt. And then you adapt to your new diet. And this is what you require every single day. And then when you get to this point where you've adapted, now your body's going to start feeling sluggish again. It's going to try to get you to take it to the next level. For example, you're feeling the greens are messing you up a little bit. So you want to take it to the next level and feel even better. This game is never ending. You may want to stop now and learn from my mistakes, because this is where you're headed, let me tell you. I've been doing this for 17 years. Totally extreme. I'm down to eating 1 meal a day. So here I am on this retreat. I can't have the meals they have every single day. I got to do it every third day. I could play with the gourmet stuff, and that's still pushing it. I can't eat spices. I can eat spices, but I can't eat spices, apple cider vinegar, all these things on an ongoing basis. I could do it like one day, let my body recuperate, and then I could do it again. So when you play this game of eating less, and less, you're putting yourself in this box. And when you put yourself in this box, you get stuck there and there's no going back. I am at a raw food retreat. You go on a raw food diet, in general, guess what? You're an outcast because everybody else doesn't eat raw food. I'm at a raw food retreat where everybody's eating raw food. I'm an outcast. So this is what you're doing. Change the greens for juice, all right. And it doesn't even seem like you're having any fat or anything. You're like taking it, like you're doing a crazy 100-day juice feast and you don't even realize it because there's no fat or nuts or anything. But maybe you are and you're just not mentioning it. I don't know, whatever. Or maybe this isn't even really what you're doing. I don't know. Terry writes, 2 days ago. Hi, Matt. Happy hangout time. How's the retreat going? Rocking the house. I've been doing a video every day. I have another video from today, which is even better than the first two. I'll probably put it out tomorrow morning or something if I have time, but I don't know. I don't know if I could do a video every single day for the entire retreat. That'd be insane, but it's going nutso. Can you share with us your favorite part of having a retreat? My favorite part of having a retreat. Okay, the people. Extremely fun. Extremely fun. Do you ever get some downtime for yourself? Yeah, right now. This is downtime. Of course I do. I got to do work. So I got to do, like in the morning, like making these videos and putting them out, sending out newsletters. Oh man, you guys, my shoulders, like, it's just crazy. It's like, oh. For those of you that are just tuning in, a woman went crazy deep tissue massage on me for 2 hours straight. I said, as deep as you can go with as much pain as possible. Don't ask me why. That's just how crazy I am. So here we go. Terry says, hey again, I saw your video and the food, it was amazing. But you know what stood out the most to me, which is weird, the bunch of tall green romaine lettuce. I want that so much. The romaine lettuce, the lettuce here is totally way beyond the lettuce from like organic Whole Foods stuff, from like Whole Foods markets. Everyone's like, what is going on here? The retreat members are being fed the best food in the world, without a doubt. Norwalk juices every day, 2 of them. Oh, I gotta tell Angela, everyone's wanting the carrot, beet, cucumber juice, and they're crazy because they want to up the beet content. Hey, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. So what I gotta do is tell Angela. Excuse me while I do this on Skype, or I'll never do it. Okay, so people want more carrot, beet, and cucumber juice more than the others. So change it to, change the ratio to mostly beets and then greens and then carrot, celery. And then on top of that, we have retreat members that are just taking this liver cleansing to the next level, which everyone's just like detoxing. They're like flying, they're doing enemas. Hey, on top of that, they want more beet in there. You got to build up slowly, but they're going to do it. They want more beet juice in there. Amp it up. And not only are we going to amp it up, we're going to amp it up so hardcore. When I drink a little bit of beet juice, I get gas. I want to know that something's not wrong with me. Let's give them I don't know, should I do it? 6 ounces of beets in each 16-ounce jar. All right, you asked for it, you got it. And then we'll give them that for 2 days. And if they're gonna still say they want more, I'm putting it up to 12 ounces. No, that would be crazy. 6 ounces. 6 ounces out of 16. You know what? Let's edit this message. I know, I'm not gonna do, I was almost gonna do 8 ounces, but I don't need people like vomiting. All right, so back to this. Romaine lettuce, okay. I want that so much. I noticed a few people were eating fruit and only fruit while everyone was filling their plate and you were impressed. Can you talk a little bit about that, Matt? The only reason I was impressed was they went and ate fruit, they brought fruit to the table, and then they ate the fruit because that digests the fastest. The speed to digest watermelon is like 15 minutes and fruit is 30 minutes. And then they say eat fruit first for food combination, and then you can eat more things. Those people, when they finished the fruit, they went right back in there and it pigged out on everything else. I was just impressed that they got the fruit first. And then there was banana ice cream and they're totally messed up now. All right. Here we go. Artin writes, 5 hours ago. Dude, every last muscle in my body, this massage therapist just like if there's a muscle somewhere, even if it's like right here under your eyes, like 100 pounds of pressure. Okay. Artin writes, hi, Matt. Thank you for the work you do to promote health and wellness and to improve the lives of individuals who are willing to regenerate all aspects of wellness, physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual, and make a difference in their communities. I believe that we are in an era that more and more people are beginning to be in tune with the planet and all of life. As you repeatedly say, we all need to understand that processed foods and chemical additives and toxins are extremely harmful, not only to our physical well-being, but also to our intellectual, emotional, spiritual being. If we want to awake our spiritual self, eating natural plant-based foods in their natural state is a great first step we need to take. Along with the natural plant-based food diet, we need practice proper breathing and clean air, hydrate, reduce stress, detoxify and body and periodically. Do things excite us the most. Live now, enjoy our life on this planet with independent relationships and unconditional love for all. This is happiness. Happiness is the way to realize abundance, beauty, and prosperity, and being one with all, the source. Best wishes for all, Artin from Canada. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Artin. D writes, hi, Matt. Wow, the food at your retreat looks so yummy. can't wait to send you the next video. My girlfriend is coming over for lunch next week, and she is very interested in my raw food diet. Sweet. Oh, okay. What raw foods should I offer her? I will be making banana ice cream for dessert. All right, that works. I don't know. I don't make the food. Antonio makes the food. I just eat it and watch everyone else eat it. It's so funny. I feel like a geek. It's almost like, you know, I have to like ask every last ingredient that is in everything I'm entertaining about eating. Because if there's any spice, you know what I mean? It's like, I gotta do talks and stuff. Okay, so what I do is like, one day, I'll just eat whatever without even thinking twice about what's in it. I'm fine with it, then I'm fine. But then for 3 days, I can't do it again. So the next 2 days, I gotta make sure that everything I eat is clean. Yesterday, they made this beet salad that had, it was ridiculous. They used the angel hair, what was it? Spiral slicer. They use that, and that makes this skinny angel hair pasta out of beets. There was some onion in there, I believe, and the dressing was lemon or lime juice with olive oil, and that was it. And at first she's like, apple cider vinegar. I'm like, I can't do it. But then she's like, oh, no, it's not apple cider vinegar. It's olive oil. So this is what I'm going through. Okay, so what should you make for your friend? I'm not a recipe guy. I just teach people how to do this thing. Eliminate all of these foods and only eat these foods, and you're set. Cooked whole foods. If I'm going to give you a recipe, she's going to never look at raw food again, because I'll just tell you to take a lettuce leaf, throw applesauce on there with some nut butter. All right. Irina writes, hi, Matt. I thought of this question all of a sudden. What do you think is generally better to consume for a person following a whole foods, mostly vegetarian diet? What do you think is generally better for a person to consume? Okay. Raw fish, such as tuna, which comes from the contaminated sea. Or boiled organic chicken, which comes from a safer environment but has been cooked. This is gonna get me in trouble. Okay, so I believe tuna is, excuse me, burping, lots of coconut water, is one of the worst, in fact, with mercury and stuff like that, especially from those cans. Dude, chicken is nasty. For me, I never liked chicken, unless it was like in a Baja Fresh burrito. That was actually pretty good. So we're talking health-wise. I would probably choose a different fish that was not laden with mercury and stuff like that. But if I had to choose one of the two you're talking about, probably, it's just, I would probably do, I don't know. I'd probably do the chicken. But you could also do chicken one day and then something else another day, you know? It's just like a one-time deal, like what's going on here? Okay, Irina writes. D writes, Matt, I want to spread the word, the raw food diet rocks. I saved my mother's life teaching her to eat raw. I want to shout it out loud for all to hear. Raw food diet rocks, everybody! She ended up with C. diff last fall. We were told she wasn't going to make it. Mom has now recovered from it and is getting her life back. If an 83-year-old can learn to eat raw, anyone can. Now, if only my husband would stop calling me a hippie due to my raw food diet. And are you the one where he was going to buy you a juicer? He never wrote me back. I mean, like, I was going to give you a juicer. Was that right? No, I didn't get a response. Anyways, this is incredible because it's very rare that someone's relative who is dying of cancer is willing to just say no to chemo and do this instead. It never happens, and it worked. That's just like extraordinary. Normally people submit. And when a doctor decides to tell you that you have this amount of time to live, this is pretty much an attack on your life. And what needs to happen is, no, I don't accept this. No, I'm like Tony Robbins. I'm going to get 100 doctors' opinions, and I ain't going on chemo, and I ain't falling for your reversal of placebo crap. It's that simple. All right. Laura writes, hi, everyone. Hello, Matt. Hey there. Thank you for sharing the videos. Wow. Looks like good eats and great company. Also inspiring. I cannot begin to tell you how wonderful it is to see the raw food successes. More to come. Helen Newth writes, I'm a vegan and eat 70% raw. I have gallstones. Any recommendations? I do have many health issues and take medications. Could this be why I can't detox? If you eliminate anything from your intake, you detox. As long as you don't replace it with something else that is as damaging or worse. The thing is, I can't stop meds because I get sick because of, well, I'm not a doctor. Anything saying here is just a hippie with long hair who doesn't know what he's talking about. So go talk to a healthcare professional so you can get some professional advice. But, all right, there's my disclaimer. Okay, so you can't stop meds because you get sick. Melissa here at the retreat, the last retreat, she went off her meds and then she started getting sick because of the withdrawals. So she took a med and just started weaning and weaning to where she doesn't need it anymore. She thought she was never going to run again. And now she's going on hikes with us like crazy. Wait till you see tomorrow's video. I know you're not a doctor. Yep, I did my disclaimer. I just need to step in the right direction. Thanks so much for any advice. Okay. Enemas are an excellent source to eliminate when you make improvements in your diet. And furthermore, Norman Walker in this book right here, you can buy it. He talks about how to eliminate gallstones, but the first thing is you have to eliminate processed foods completely because that's the cause of the gallstones. It's got to be done. And then you could do things like carrot, beet, cucumber juice many times a day, along with hot water with lemon many times a day. And he says miraculous results within 2 to 12 weeks, it's gone. For those of you just joining in, a retreat member gave me the deepest massage. I said deep with pain for some reason, don't ask me why. And it's almost like there's holes all over my body inside. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to do hot cold therapy. Okay. Terry writes, Matt, maybe take some magnesium to help you feel better so you can sleep. Matthew Blackburn writes, what is your experience with light therapy? Are you aware that the blue wavelength of light at night disrupts the hypothalamus and pineal glands? What are your thoughts on blue blocker glasses? All right, Mr. Matthew Blackburn, you are a scientist. This is like, I don't have experience with light therapy. I am not aware of the blue wavelength of light that disrupts the hypothalamus and pineal glands. I don't even know what a blue blocker glasses is. Let me know. Bust it out. Let's see here if I can see YouTube comments or something. No. Where's that toolbox? There's the toolbox. Let's see if that does something. Okay. Raw food slamming. Uh-oh, slamming raw food. Let's see what this is. Or maybe, I always read all questions generally, but let's see what this guy's doing. Let's see here. Nope. Okay. Matt, have you ever had your B12 blood serum level tested? Before numbers versus after supplementation numbers. I was wondering how long a person would have to supplement to get optimal levels. Ah, okay. I guess maybe it's raw food slamming. Not slamming raw food. Okay. Yes, I've had my B12 levels tested before and after supplementation, but you have to understand all blood test levels across the board for a raw foodist are less than everybody else's. So if you're truly a raw food eater, your B12 levels are gonna be lower, so are your calcium, zinc, and everything else across the board. It's just the way it is because it's based on mainstream stuff. We're not eating animal protein. We're not eating all of these things that other people are eating. So it is lower than the typical, but yes, I have taken my B12 levels, supplemented, and watched it go up. It's quite interesting, actually. We're only here for 1 hour, everybody, because what we have is a raw food retreat that we're doing right now. So much fun. I've already done 4 talks, 5 talks, 6 talks, 7 talks. Okay. Amy writes, we need more questions, everybody. Or I'll only be here for 30 minutes, and then I can get back on with what's going on, yo. Amy writes, can you please tell us what you drink throughout the day in addition to your one meal? How much you drink and what time of the day? Do you consider smoothies to be a drink or a meal? A meal! Any info about healing hepatitis B? Type on, okay, if anybody wants to know if the raw food diet works for a disease like hepatitis B, what you do is you go onto Google and you type in raw food hepatitis B and see what happens, see what pops up. Usually there's someone telling the story. You can do it on YouTube too. I've seen people heal from all sorts of things. Ann Wigmore, who started this process many years ago, healed ridiculous amounts of people from all sorts of degenerative diseases. If a person is going to heal naturally, the methods I talk about that have been done for decades, I feel is the best shot anybody has to do it naturally. Either on a raw food or whole foods diet, along with vegetable juicing on an empty stomach, and if the person is willing, especially if they're really sick, enemas and colonics. That's what all the health food institutes utilize to help heal people from disease. Right? Right. All right, so here we go. Which model of Sonicare toothbrush do you recommend? Any model. There's one I don't like though. I like the thinner ones versus the thicker ones. Would you eat nutritional yeast or maple syrup? Generally not, but if I'm doing gourmet raw food and nutritional yeast, I would more likely eat nutritional yeast versus maple syrup. Maple syrup is most like, I'm not saying I haven't ever done it like at a raw food restaurant or something, but it's something I normally wouldn't do. But nutritional yeast, I would do that. You get hot, niacin in there. Okay, so you want to know what I drink throughout the day in addition to my one meal. Here we go. What I do. When I first wake up in the morning, I take this 32-ounce glass because we all cleanse throughout the night. We don't eat for 8 hours, and at the same time, we're going into deep REM sleep. We go through dialysis, and we cleanse, and we wake up in the morning, we get a runny nose, we get stuff under our eyes, and it shows that we've been cleansing. And a lot of people, they want to be stimulated because they're like groggy with all these toxins running through their system, so they drink coffee. A really good thing to do in the morning is to take 32 ounces of water, fill this bad boy up, and down it. What that does is it flushes all the toxins through, and that's why I do that. And I personally like to use distilled water. So just 32 ounces of water. I wait 30 minutes, and then I do one of two things. I'll either do a 16-ounce vegetable juice, or what I usually do when retreats aren't going on is I'll drink not Thai coconut water. The coconut water out here is low glycemic. If I were to drink the Thai coconut water, I'd be passed out. But here, like the coconuts from Florida, where I'm in Ecuador, they're similar to those though. I will fill this up twice, 64 ounces of coconut water straight, freezing coconut water in a refrigerator that is blasted to the point where if you put it in the back of the refrigerator, it will freeze to ice. So I will drink 2 of these and then I'm freezing. And I go straight to the steam room. I'm like shivering and shaking. Love it. And then I do hot, cold, and I'm like buzzing and ready to start the day. I only got 6 hours sleep last night because, you know, I get in these conversations with all the retreat members at night, and then I'm like, okay, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, what I drink. So then when I get out of the steam room, it's probably like an hour later, half hour later, I don't know. I'll drink my green juice, which is wild greens and carrots. And then I'll wait another half hour to 45 minutes, and I'll drink carrot celery or carrot cucumber or something. And then I'll wait another 30 minutes, and I like to do reishi spore oil, a half a dropper full. Sometimes I will use this new marine phytoplankton, which I will be talking about in the near future, with my second juice. And then I eat lunch, my 1 meal a day, and then I don't drink anything else until evening, where I'll probably drink 16 ounces of coconut water, or 16 to 24 ounces or more coconut water before I go into the bath with my family. And then they get out of the bath, and then I just turn the heater on and I sweat like crazy until I can't go anymore. And depending on how much I kill myself by sweating until I almost pass out will determine how much coconut water I drink. Sometimes I just sweat a little bit and I'll drink another 32 ounces. But if I'm like drinking crazy amounts of, if I go really crazy and I'm sweating like crazy, then I'll do 2 of these bad boys, which is rare. And then if I go to my friend's house and do the sauna there, then I need more. That's the craziest. Going to my friend's house who has like one of those rock saunas that goes to like 170 or something. Excuse me. And then we do it like 5 times back and forth. When I do hot cold therapy, I usually just do it once in the morning. It just rocks your world. Like nothing compares to that. We're gonna get a sauna like that here. Favorite way to use maca, cacao, together. In smoothies, or you can make, like I always talk about this banana meal that I used to do, where you just like take bananas and a fork, mush it up, and then you can start putting superfoods on there and mush that in there with maca, mesquite, lucuma, and then some other things like noni, camu, whatever. And then throw goji berries on there, drizzle yacon syrup on, and you got like a really sweet thing, superfood. I personally don't eat cacao. Maybe I'll do it. Oh. Wanted to say. Okay, here we go. Jenny writes, are raw foods good for autoimmune conditions? Is that like MS? I know people, I actually, there was a guy, type in MS raw food. I don't know. I remember a story of a guy who like changed his life around in a really huge way. I'm telling you guys, many people want to play with raw food to heal, but they just dabble. They don't really do it. There's this one guy at this retreat here. I don't want to get into details because I don't want to say anything about people, but all he has to do is do these two things. All he has to do is eat a whole foods diet. He's doing it on this retreat, 2 weeks. But what is he going to do when he goes home? This guy will, I'm not going to say he's going to heal, but I'm extremely confident that he will heal if he continues to do enemas and colonics with a whole foods or raw food diet. He's into products. He's a product man. And he's like surprised that I'm not trying to sell him and saying, don't do, and just do this. It's like I have to keep reminding him. Stop it. So people, this is like, if you have a serious degenerative disease, you want to heal naturally, you got to kiss your old lifestyle of goodbye. It's gone. It's gonna hurt. You can never go back. It's the only way to heal. You can't even play with it in your mind. If a person goes extreme, if a serious disease and crazy amounts of enemas and colonics for a long period of time, these two things, then I feel it's the best shot for anything, but nobody does it. It's too uncomfortable on a physical and spiritual level. And then you don't really believe it. You're just like, is raw foods good for autoimmune? It's like, that shows doubt. So it doesn't matter what I say. It's not going to take your doubt away. I need a tissue. Here we go. Sorry, Jenny. Sometimes I get a little passionate here. I can't control what a person puts in their mouth. Just believe me, dude. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do anything. I can't do anything. It's all about you doing what needs to happen. All right, let's go here. 7:38. We're doing 1 hour hangout tonight because I'm at a raw food retreat. Kate writes, you just mentioned colonics. Can you please speak more on colonics? Is there a typical number of times someone would do this? What might one expect afterwards in terms of later in the day? Is there a suggested diet, as in what one should consume for afterward? Is there anyone for whom colonics would not be a good idea? What might be the best reasons to undergo colonics? How should one prepare oneself for this? Thanks for the info. I feel like I'm going back into my old school days. I used to be like a colonic Nazi. Check this out. The health expert plays with fairies and toilet paper rolls. All right. Go to a healthcare practitioner who knows what they're talking about. All right. Enough messing around. Okay. Can you please speak more on colonics? Is there a typical number of times someone would do this? Okay. The best time to do enemas and colonics is, there's two best times. The best time to do this is when a person is sick. Because when a person is sick, what is really going on is the body is trying to get rid of toxins, and it comes out of every orifice of the body. And when you do enemas and colonics, nothing detoxes the body more effectively than this. So you do this. There was one woman who had pneumonia, was about to go on antibiotics, and I convinced her before she did that to go get a colonic with me. We went, and as soon as we came in the parking lot, she was like, she couldn't believe it. She could breathe. When I do this every time. Whenever I'm at a talk, I look for the oldest person in the room. And at our retreat, there's someone I think who's 80 or 70 or something. And I'm like, when you got sick, what did your grandma make you do to get better? An enema. This is what they did in the past. My next door neighbor, a while ago, his kid was bedridden, and they asked me for golden seal and sovereign and silver, colloidal silver and gold and all sorts of things. I'm like, I can give you all these things, but if you just give the kid an enema, it would probably they're like, no, they won't do that. So I'm hanging out with this guy talking, just nonsense. I was gonna go get him his stuff, and then all of a sudden the kid comes running out who was bedridden, playing like crazy. And we look at the mom saying, what the heck just happened? Oh, I gave him an enema and it unclogged something that came out, and now he feels ridiculously good. Our housekeeper, who asked for $500 because her daughters had a sinus infection for 2 years so they could do surgery. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give you $500 for that. Here's a free enema bag, go do that with her. Healed the next day. Doesn't need surgery. She was thanking God. Anyways, these two things together. Okay, so the best time to do an enema is when you're sick. If you feel like you have strep throat or bronchitis, you're going on pharmaceutical drugs, guess what? Your body is trying to outpour stuff. Oh, but it's dangerous to not go on the pharmaceutical drugs when you have bronchitis or strep throat. If you were to just do the enemas until it was over, that's what you do with any sickness. But if you don't, the cause is processed foods, and the body's trying to release it. So you take the drugs and continue, and it gives you permission to keep eating the processed foods. Guess what? What's going to happen in the long run? Something else is going to break down even worse than strep throat or bronchitis. So the key is to eliminate processed foods. And if you look right here at the Whole Foods diet list, something like that it says. Actually, you could look at it right here. If you look right here, Whole Foods list under important links. These are whole foods. If you could eliminate everything from your diet, what's on that list, congratulations, you did it. You are on a Whole Foods diet. You have the potential to heal and not end up reliant on pharmaceutical drugs like 90% of Americans today when they get older. Okay, so more on colonics. So you're asking how often to do this. Okay, so the next best time to do colonics is when you're sick, and then the next one is when you improve your diet. Because when you eliminate something from your intake like coffee, you go through withdrawals of the coffee, you get the shakes, you get the headache. This is what detoxification is. So if you think the coffee drinker has it bad, if you're eliminating processed foods, which is composed of way more than caffeine, you're going to be going through crazy amounts of withdrawals and detox. That's why I recommend people to do a Whole Foods diet, but you're still going to go through withdrawals. And so this is a really good healing, cleansing thing to do to aid the process whenever you improve your diet. And then you start releasing like crazy old stuff. Okay. So how often you're saying, it depends what the situation is. If this person has 6 months to live, the doctor says, and they're wanting to go crazy, then they're going to do it every day. If there's someone who's not improving their diet and just sticking with it, they could do it once every 6 months. You see? Just got to answer my friend real quick. Yeah, 177. Bam. Okay. Next. Let's see if there's any more questions. There's not even any more questions there, but that's good because 15 minutes. Is there a typical number of times someone would do this? What might one expect afterwards in terms of later in the day? Okay, I'm getting that you just want to experiment, which is good. Which is good. When you eliminate all the waste inside the colon, what happens is it gives the body the ability you're releasing the sewage system. I've done a colonic or enema, and all of a sudden my sinus cavity gets emptied. How is this? Because you're emptying the sewage system. Now everything else can dump into it. Your liver might be backed up. The best liver cleanse a person could do is a colon cleanse before they even consider that, because then the liver dumps, and so on. So what happens is when you eliminate all this waste, and it's not just solid waste matter, we're dealing with invisible waste matter too, which is composed of gas. So what happens sometimes okay, it depends what happens, but generally a person feels really good. I've had people who did enemas here, like really deep enemas, after I taught them how to do it, and they seriously would run to town, like these young athlete kids. They just, like an hour and a half walk it is, they just run it. They just have so much energy, they don't know what to do. It's the toxins in the body that is slowing us down, actually. It's a way to cheat the process of withdrawals and detox. It's good to drink vegetable juice when you're done. And it's good to eat a whole foods diet. It's critical to eat a whole foods diet for ultimate health. Is there anything that colonic might not be good for? Maybe if you have colitis or something. I don't have that, and I've never had that. And Paul Neeson would be a person to talk to. How should one prepare oneself for this? Something to prepare. All right. Amy, right? Oh, there's a few questions. What kind of enemas have you done? Coffee? I don't do coffee, and I don't recommend coffee. Water. The purpose is to put water in and pull out the waste that falls into it. Wheatgrass, you could do wheatgrass. I've never even done wheatgrass. I've only done water. What different kinds can you do, and what are they good for? Just water. That's all we need. The goal is to put water in and then get it out. And the goal is to get as much water in. It's not about keeping the water in once you get it in. The goal is to put in as much as possible. And at first you might have to just do the lower colon, because there's a lot of waste. You empty that and then you do more. So it's good to do like many enemas in a row, to where you can actually put like 3 quarts in at one time, 3 to 4 quarts. Amy writes, at what time do you eat your meal? Usually around, depends. The retreat, it's been later, but generally it's like 11. Will Angela join you here from time to time? We miss her. Maybe at some point, you know, she's gone through some crazy things, and people ask stupid questions, and maybe she's not ready for that. So when will you let us know what US dates you will be visiting? Well, me personally, I'm coming to the purelivingexpo.com, and I have a coupon code for people who want to do that. Angela's not going to be here because we're in the process of getting her visa. We got the next interview date, and we're waiting for that. So I don't really know beyond that. The coupon code is a 20% coupon code for the Pure Living Expo. It's Matt's Gift 20, MATTS Gift 20 at purelivingexpo.com. When will you let us know? Okay. How about doing a retreat in the US for those of us who can't afford to fly away to Vilcabamba? The wheels are turning. It's a possibility. But when you see tomorrow's video, you're going to be like, I need to come to Vilcabamba. But yes, we can. I'm looking into doing it in the United States, but just give it 12 hours for my next video. I heard of somebody who had MS and got much better just from stopping drinking pop, refined sugar. Are Klima boards good for colonics? Yeah, they're good. They're good. I just don't like the whole setup and cleanup. That's why I like the 4-quart enema bags that we carry on our website. 4 quarts is bigger than the colon. So you can fill up the entire colon with that bad boy. We've got 10 minutes left, everybody. We're only doing 1 hour this week, but we're rocking it live here. Is colonics enema is something you can do on yourself? Colonics are usually, they're more powerful and effective because you have a professional person doing it on you, and the water is going all the way to the end of the colon for an hour straight. Enemas you can do yourself, and it's free. You just have to buy 1 enema bag or 2, depending if you get a smaller one. And yeah, you can do it yourself in your own home. But to get like 1 colonic, you probably have to do seriously like 12 enemas, if that makes sense, in one, like right one after the other within like a 2-hour period or something. But the goal is to get as much in as possible. You start out slow and sometimes you might, I like to pinch the tube to make the water come slower into my colon. And sometimes there's gas and it's pain. Sometimes you got to push through that. You don't want to hurt yourself, but sometimes you want to push through that so you can introduce more and more water. Okay. Anne writes, I've often done enemas late at night into AM hours. Then I can't sleep. Is this recommended at night? I personally like to do it either at night, like you're doing it, or first thing in the morning. Empty stomach is the best time. But Anne, to do it at night like that and not be able to sleep is actually pretty cool, because it's like an opportunity to do spiritual work. Because you're lying there, you can't sleep, what else are you going to do? Well, you can figure out, you can do the focus work at this time. And what is not allowing you to sleep? It's too much energy. See, people want more spiritual energy, but they can't handle it. They don't want it because it's good and bad together. It's good, like you think, okay, it's good and bad feelings together in one. So to get stronger, this is actually a really good thing. What you could do is you're lying in bed and look at what's not letting you sleep. And you can try to focus yourself to sleep. Like you can focus yourself to like relaxing your body, relaxing everything, and then just like breathing and focusing, and boom, you fall asleep. But it's scary to focus and there's nothing for a lot of people. They got to think, because if they're not thinking, they're not fixing their lives. But there's nothing to fix. You just want to go to sleep. And when you're at that point of where you're scared to where you want to like go back into thinking, stay there. And then you'll fall asleep very soon after. We've got 7 minutes left, everyone. And there's not even that many comments. Jenny writes, do you replenish your colon with anything after colonics or an enema, like probiotics? Yeah, it's a good idea to do something like that. Me personally, I didn't really do much of that, but I think it could be a good idea. It's like when you brush your teeth, you kill the bacteria, but then you know how much bacteria comes right back immediately? But yeah, probiotics are always good. D says, we still need more questions for the next 6 minutes. Does a raw food diet really improve eyesight? I would love to get rid of my reading glasses. Okay, so I have 20/20 vision, I would hope so. I noticed, so this is my belief on healing eyes. The glasses, I feel, make the eyes lazy. And people want to improve their eyesight by diet or eye exercises or whatever. So, okay, you want to do all these things, but you continue to wear the glasses, which is like one of the reasons why you're not healing your eyesight. So me personally, I believe, is the reading glasses and I have no experience in this, go talk to an eye doctor. I would dump them and use them only when needed, and then do the eye exercises. But I don't know if that's going to work. That's just my intuition on what I would do if I was in that situation. But thank you for allowing me not to be in that situation. Lee writes, I've recently been diagnosed with a fatty liver. Okay, this is extremely dangerous. A person has been diagnosed. Usually when a person gets diagnosed, a spiritual thing happens where, guess what? This is now your illness forever. This is your belief. This is like, it's like when you are in the hospital and you hear that you have pain, okay? You have pain, and so you go to the doctor and you're looking for them to diagnose you with something. So they give you this fatty liver diagnosis. Oh, thank you. I knew something was wrong with me. Let's give you passive income on pharmaceutical drugs or whatever you need. This is the reversal of the placebo effect. The placebo effect works, and people don't even realize why it works. Science doesn't even understand why it works. They say you're in fight or fright mode, and then you're out of fight or fright mode, so you heal. That's where they've gotten with this. Okay, so you're in fight or fright mode. Millions of people are in fight or fright mode. They don't have a disease. And furthermore, what happens when you're in fight or fright mode? Okay, more chemicals and toxins enter the body. But people are already having these toxins enter the body. But what's even more crazy is the placebo works on something specific. If someone has a bad knee and there was this placebo where this guy gave a fake knee surgery, the results were the same for the people that got the knee surgery, the real knee surgery. Okay, so they were in fight or fright. Are extra toxins in the body to where this stops now, and now there's no toxins near the knee? If the placebo had to do with added toxins and adrenaline in the body, why would it be specific? The body would break down in many different ways. The body would break down in many different ways. There's a reality that is just as real as this physical one. It's called the spiritual reality. And now you're announcing that you have been diagnosed with fatty liver, NASH. My nutritionist said I need to eat less carbs and more protein. What do you think? I love fruit, and now I'm unsure what to do. Also, I don't eat meat, so you had a pain, so you went to the doctor. If you never went to the doctor, you would have never been diagnosed. Some people who get pain don't go to the doctor because they don't want to be diagnosed. This is pretty hardcore. And it doesn't make logical sense. It makes me look like I'm crazy. And I am a little bit, I know that. Also, I don't eat meat and have been just getting protein from some way of protein powder and beans. Can't seem to get more than 15 or so present protein a day. Thanks so much. So Lee, Tony Robbins was diagnosed with a tumor in his brain. He had cancer in his brain. The doctor told him, guess what? You have cancer in your brain and you're diagnosed. And he said, no, I don't approve of that. I'm going to 100 different doctors. And then he went on his own and decided to live the next 35 years, and he still has a tumor in his brain. Tony Robbins. Does this guy look like he is sick with cancer, brain cancer? No. Melissa, who is at this retreat right now, was diagnosed with cancer. She weaned off of her drugs and will not even get tested again. She couldn't even walk upstairs, and now she's running marathons again. What's the why would she says she's doing everything she possibly can. Why would she go to the doctor? There's nothing more she can do. She's doing everything perfectly. She eats well. What, so the doctor could tell her that she's going to die of cancer, and that's going to go. As soon as you go to the doctor, you get your blood test. Guess what happens? You go into a panic. You go, or you go, no! Your life is on the line here. No! Sorry, guys. So the key is to eat a whole foods diet. Eliminate processed foods. Whenever you get sick, do the enemas and colonics. Maybe do it routinely every quarter. Drink apple juice. I'm not a doctor. I have a neighbor who had most of her colon removed and is having a lot of difficulty. Is there any hope for her? Thank you, Matt. Of course there's hope for her. Matt, do you know of a natural cough suppressant recipe? Eliminate the cause. But I don't know, citrus? Ooh, that would feel good. Anna writes, hi Matt, what are your views on Kaya Kalpa? That's a great way to end this conversation. How do you know I know about Kaya Kalpa? Kaya Kalpa, there's these old school health research books where people they're about to die. And what they do is they go underground with specific herbs, and they don't eat, and they take this herbal drink, and they're with their eyes closed for 90 days underground, no sound, no anything, and they regenerate to where they can get another 70 years on their life or 100 years on their life. Their teeth grow back, their hair grows back, all sorts of things happen is what they say. And I used to get into things like that. But who determines a lifespan? Not you, not me. You can try to make as many bionic arms, hearts, hands, brains, whatever you want. You can't. When it's time to die, it's time to die. And what happens to us after we die? Who determines where we go next? The Creator. And that is why I do my best to be my best to Him. All right, you guys, I gotta get going. Don't ask any more questions. I'm just gonna look at these last two. Hi, Matt, I hope you are well. I just wanted to ask you if you would have any recommendations nutrition-wise to help with my psoriasis. Oh, I have not had it for years, and it somehow came back. I can't seem to figure out the cause. It's stressing me out a lot. Well, that stress is gonna feed it. So you got to figure that out. And then I don't know anything about you. I don't know what your diet is, what you're doing, but the key is to eat a whole foods diet, and enemas and colonics are extremely powerful for healing this type of thing. You can put some dragon's blood on it, but you got to eliminate processed foods, and eliminating processed foods with the enemas and colonics are the #1 thing anyone can do to heal from anything. I've seen it over and over again. And then the dragon's blood is secondary to all that. And the dragon's blood is useless if you're not eliminating processed foods. And then you got to get your stress under control. But I don't know anything about you, so I can't go deeper into this. Please let your guests know about the pinhole classes sold on your website. They really work. I'm watching you now with them. Thank you. Someone actually was telling me they put them on here at the retreat, and they were blown away. They could see. Yeah, pinhole glasses D would be good to mess around with. They're like $3 on our website. All right, guys, I've got a raw food retreat to attend to. It's 8:05. We rock the house. Next week, we still have another, our retreat's still going on. Every day I'm doing this retreat. I'm on the 3rd video that I'm gonna share with you tomorrow. If I get time to edit it and stuff, but it's off the hook. And yeah, so next week, the Hangout's gonna be an hour also. This Hangout's an hour, and the next one's gonna be an hour, and then we'll continue to 2-hour Hangouts every week. Thanks for coming on and joining me at this last minute Hangout, 1 hour long. I appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.